Yo guys, welcome back for another episode of the Tom Crown Technical Analysis Show. Today is, I'm trying to see, I don't know, it's December 3rd maybe. Today's Thursday. Working our way into December. Welcome back. It is good to have you guys here. Real quick, as we've been doing in the beginning of every episode, everybody watching in the future, please remember to hit that like button for the new stream. Make sure you're subscribed. We are blowing up. We're reaching 16,000. Man, it took forever from 14,000 to 15. Or no, from 10 to 15. But now, subscribers going parabolic. So jump on in. Join us. Make sure you're in Discord. And last but not least, it is still early in the month. And Patron is still an awesome value at this time. Earlier you sign up in the month, the better value you get. Check it out. We are also blowing up in patrons. The amount we've gained in the last month, man, is absolutely mind-blowing. If you're looking to invest in yourself and become a better trader, learning about crypto, learning about trades, patrons for you. It comes with exclusive technical analysis posts, trade setups, live educational videos, exclusive social nights, patron rooms in the Discord. It's a huge value. The best part is the one-on-one time you get with me, and if you take a look, there's all kinds of good information here, macro market analysis, etc. We are so close to 100 patrons. That would be a ridiculously awesome goal. I'd love to hit that. So if this sounds like it'd be valuable to you, take a look at it. Still plenty of time to sign up. All right, there it is. Got that out of the way. I think that's everything. Yeah, just jumping on here, going from sleeping to streaming. Not too much time in between. That's just how it goes sometimes. So we have an interesting day ahead. Sure, everything's good. Yep, interesting day ahead. We're seeing a lot of things play out here that we've been predicting live on this channel in the last month. We're live every day, by the way, so hopefully some of you guys are joining us again for the second time. But today, the things of interest in the market that I'm seeing are Dixie or dollar predictions or projections playing out. We're going to take a look at that. Stocks, indices hitting all-time highs. As we looked at again earlier this week, and Bitcoin, what Bitcoin's up to, not quite as spicy maybe as everything else, but we have some really interesting coins that are making some moves today, like DCR and Terra, and we're going to take a look at those as well. So hope you guys enjoy the show. I'm going to try to blast through some of these topics before I get to the chat as usual, but I'm going to do my best today to multitask. I've been working on it. It's definitely not my strength, but yeah, so let's get going here. And let's start with Bitcoin. I guess it's always a good place to begin our journey. Make sure everyone got the alert on Discord. Discord's so important, guys. Links in the chat and pinned to the top message. I don't know if that stays after the episode, but either way, make sure you're in there. So there we go. Everything's looking pretty good so far. No issues. Hopefully we don't have any. Looks good. I don't see anything in the chat saying otherwise. Volume looks good. All right. So let's look at this daily here, starting with a new chart, as we always do here. As we always do. Bitcoin appearing on the daily to be making quite a nice looking V-shaped recovery. This is not something that we really have seen. If you scroll back in Bitcoin, V-shaped recovery is not such a common thing to see, at least in the last few years. Arguably, the last time we saw anything like a V-shaped recovery was back in March, though this is certainly nowhere near as clean looking as what we're looking at now. I really can't really see any. We can argue back in 2017 this was a V-shaped recovery. However, it failed to get even close to the previous high, so that's not really what we're looking at here. But we do see in the previous bull run, 2016 and 17, these V-shaped recoveries were no stranger. We see multiple examples of them. Maybe they're easier to see on log. Yep, multiple examples. Maybe this could even be one. This could be one. V-shaped recovery is a very bullish market action. Essentially, you can characterize them by a sell-off that is very quickly and strongly bought up, leading to a higher high, and many times can suggest continuation. So fingers crossed, that's what we're looking at here. Definitely fits what we would use to define them. We have a high and a higher high, and really the market rejecting that low with some strength. So that's confidence building. In my mind, certainly. Last month's candle closed gorgeously. This top wick on the November candle is not even a wick. It's the cutest little monthly wick I've ever seen, man. Looking back, October maybe the only close example other than July, and everything else you can see these wicks on the top of the monthly showing lots of bearish pressure. And to get this huge bodied candle with almost no wick on top, to me shows we are in very, very different price action than we have seen for quite some time. All of this, lots of selling, lots of top wick as well in 2018, not quite as exaggerated. Oh, you know what? I'll give a shout out to Iron Man Trading here. He's not watching, I'm sure, but if he ever sees this, I'll give him a shout out. I just stopped by his stream. He pointed out something cool to me that I do like. I guess I viewed the same thing he was talking about, but I didn't put it in these words, and I kind of like it. So what he was talking about is, if we look at 2017 and 18, these wicks on top of these monthly candles, in 2019, very similar. And I thought this was cool. He said something along the lines of, these wicks were showing us that the market was rejecting highs, and we wouldn't expect to see higher highs until we saw an inverse move of this, which is essentially what happened in March. I really like the way he described that. Is basically this setup was saying no, no, and we were waiting until we got the opposite, a yes, and we got it in March, and since, you know, that's really held tight, held well. So I'll give him a shout out for that. Certainly we observed and talked about these things in different terms, but I do like that, and I'll say that's kind of a market pattern I never was looking for before. You guys know I'm always looking to increase or expand my trading tool belt, and this can be something to keep an eye on in the future. When we see a pattern of wicks or candle closes, to then look for the opposite, to look for that action in the opposite direction. So pretty neat there. The monthly looking good. We have a small red candle, bottom wicking, showing a little buying pressure. 28 days left, so there's not going to be a lot we can read into this. But RSI, MACD still looking good on the monthly. I love to see it. We have the higher high on MACD. We have the higher high on RSI compared to 2019. Awesome. The monthly is not really going to be that useful here. We can get the levels we've been looking at for months now, and we'll just put them on our new chart because that's what we always do. And that's it. So let's flip it into the weekly. Yes, I know, setting up this chart all the time, it's not that exciting, right? But you know what? Trading isn't always exciting. This is a necessary evil. So in the weekly, I'm just going to add one more value here, and that's going to be this local support that we tested last week and bounced from at 16,174. Guys, if you're looking for support and resistance at this point, I can pretty confidently say that these 4 values are really all that exist. We can kind of just throw away the rest of the chart and say the all-time high that was broken, so maybe we even add another one, 19,891 above us, 16,174. I will put in this 17.1 as well, but this one didn't play out as well as we'd like, or as well as I had projected, at least to this point. And below that, 13,863, the massive previous resistance that has not been back tested as support yet, and far below that, and becoming increasingly unlikely to ever be visited again, 10,761 to 10,005 area. This is it. This is all we got, guys. There's really no other real levels. This is all. There's 4. It's amazingly simple. Yeah, I can spend all day finding every time frame different support and resistances, and then we get a Picasso looking chart. If you want to simplify it, these 4, maybe 5 values, really all we're going to need here, in my opinion, going forward. That's pretty cool. Interesting to take 3 years of chart and really just condense it into 4 pieces. The weekly looking awesome as well. Not having any issues with RSI. MACD, same thing as monthly. No issues here, just momentum increasing and has not shown us any signs of calming down. I'll take it. I will take it. Yeah, there's not really going to be any changes. So, good. Let's blaze through it. Let's go to the daily. We were just looking at it, and it does look decent. I know there's been a lot of... I've been reading on forums. You guys know I stay on the pulse of... I don't really look at other technical analysis, but I do stay on the pulse of what people are feeling or thinking about in the space. And a lot of people are saying that this looks really bearish. Mind you, when I look at these communities and these forums, these aren't really people who are chartists or technical analysts. They're really just people, just random people. But a lot of people in the consensus is this looks bad. I don't know if I agree. And I think, to be honest, what I'm seeing here is we were saying that V-shape recovery. And on the daily, it's not super visible. Hopefully when we zoom in, it will be. Really looks like maybe we're painting a cup and handle. Interesting. The daily is not so good at showing it, so we'll zoom in here. Another possible projection I could see in price action that would be fitting of this. We could see maybe another test of the all-time high for another higher low. We've seen this on the smaller time frame, so it would be really cool to see this play out on the larger time frame. And what that would make is essentially a running flat top triangle. That would be extremely bullish. We don't have that yet. Kind of just looking out into the future as we always do here. And so let's look at the indicators. The daily RSI, not really in any better condition than it was. We failed to hit a new RSI high on the daily with this touch to a new high, all-time high. So that is absolutely still threatening as bearish divergence here. Let's mark that. Absolutely still threatening. However, there's a little comfort. Little comfort here. That comes from the MACD. MACD looking good. This is still in the selling momentum side of the MACD, but what we can see is not only is this swing low very significant on the daily, only to be eclipsed by the March sell-off, but we do see that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days we've had selling momentum waning or losing strength, and it's getting awfully close to coming back to the buying side, back to the buying momentum flipping. We had a really prolonged period of it, of being in buying, and to see us flip back to the positive side would be quite a feat. It would show a lot of strength here in the bulls to be able to sustain such a consistent buying period. So RSI and MACD not really showing us the same thing here. MACD leaning a little bearish at this point unless we see continuation to the upside. That can be fixed. RSI, that can be fixed, but MACD looking good. Definitely watching that MACD everyday update to see if that trend continues. So daily Ichi, we've been following this as well. It's been a great guide. Trending above the TK line, that's good stuff. 18,057. Any candle closes above that area or above that price is going to be suggesting that we are still in the same bullish trend that we've been in. Almost dropped my drink. An all too common thing on this channel. Me spilling energy drinks on myself. Yeah. It's good luck where I come from. I just made that up. So 12 hour. Zooming in. 12 hour. We see the 12 hour is on the buying side. It's already flipped, which is what we're waiting on for the daily. I feel like I keep saying MACD and RSI backwards. Speaking of the MACD, we have flipped to the buying side like we were waiting for on the daily. We do see that momentum waning as well. That is a little problematic, but it's not that bad considering the daily is looking to flip. We may see a little growth here again on the 12-hour momentum, but it's this is a zoomed in view of the daily momentum, so this is a good idea to keep an eye on as well for watching the daily. RSI is the same issue that it has had forever. It's almost like hard to trust RSI at this point on the 12-hour. We have had bearish divergence every single high since October 22nd. That is pretty unusual for a market that is showing such a bullish interest or such a bullish strength. Oh my. There we go. 12 hours. So, yes. 12 hour. Got rid of my Bollinger Bands accidentally. There we go. 12 hour. This is old news, but since we're going back through the chart again, as we do every day, we saw a solid bounce on the first and second off the middle Bollinger Band, and prices moved up. That's pretty much what we expected, what we've been talking about. We're going to obviously be watching that 20 moving average on the 12 hour as it slowly moves up. If we do see a sell-off here, or even if we do see a retest of the high first and then a sell-off, we should look to that 12 hour 20 moving average or middle Bollinger Band, as it could act as potentially support, and that might play into that running flat or flat top triangle that we were kind of speculating about earlier. There's really not too much else here on the 12 hour. If we do see in the circumstance or the scenario that the cup and handle or whatnot that we're looking at doesn't play out, and maybe we do get a rejection here, my next target, and this is talking very short term, is going to be the 50 moving average on the 12 hour. Reason being is we saw a very strong support level and many other reasons back here on the 26th as to why we were going to bounce. We called that super hard when everyone was saying flip your coins. We were pretty confident here. About that. So that is at 17,567. All right. Not really that interesting. But not a problem. We did get a 12-hour twist on our Ichi on the 30th, which we've looked at before, and coolly, the next candle, we broke the all-time high on Coinbase. to sell off, and now we're here. But what you will notice as well is even on the 12-hour, that sell-off merely tested the TK line as that continues to trend up. This should act as support locally if we're holding the same trend that we're seeing right now. High above the clouds, that twist up should be bullish. It should be a very bullish sign. I guess we can argue that a new all-time high in the next candle shows that. However, I wouldn't really expect it. I wouldn't really expect just this and sell off from a signal so strong in the 12-hour. To me, that really does kind of suggest maybe we do get that cup and handle and like fractal thing going on. Let's zoom in. Zooming in, and now this this argument for cup and handle does get a little stronger. We can see on the 4-hour, this is starting to look a lot cleaner. We have what is obviously the cup right here, and what could be a handle forming here. And what we're gonna need to see for this to be confirmed is we're gonna have to see that high break, that touch to 19,915. We're gonna have to see something above it. If we do, and I can say, yeah, if we do here before any other movement to the downside, that sets us up for some pretty identifiable targets. We can do our fib retrace locally, and we can say, okay, the fib retrace of just this handle part would put us at a solid 21,900. That would be a decent target. If we see this confirm, that's where I would look first locally. But we can do this again, and we can take the measured move or retrace of the whole thing.
Some indicators could be thrown off due to institutional OTC buying not affecting price, but causing supply impact.
Ultra Chaos Steve, my man, dude, it's so nice to have you. So nice to have you in our streams all the time now, man. I'll shout you out about that. Absolutely. So here's what I would say about that, Steve. So will it impact our indicators? Not necessarily. It won't necessarily impact our indicators because this institutional buying that we're seeing through Grayscale or PayPal, they're purchasing off exchange. So our indicators on Coinbase aren't going to pick up on that. However, you are correct. You're correct in this thought here. You're correct in the thought that there are market forces now that are clearly substantial. Grayscale's portfolios reaching $12 billion quickly. And they're on pace. If you guys have been keeping up with Grayscale, I've been keeping the patrons updated almost every day. Grayscale has been buying roughly 1,000 Bitcoin every single day. Every single day. That's a lot. And as price has been hitting new all-time highs and ranging up here, this has not slowed them down at all. They have not skipped a beat. They have not waited. I think what this is a testament to is how different institutional investment and the institutional mindset, whatever you want to call it, how different that is from retail. You would kind of expect them to slow down as price rockets up. Nope. It's holding very steady at 1,000 Bitcoin per day, every day, 7 days a week. Got a little off there, but yeah, Steve. But what we are likely seeing here, that might not be shown by the indicators, is we are seeing, in my opinion, just a lack of liquidity, a lack of available coins. That's my only explanation to why there seems to be so little selling pressure. Really, there really has been almost none. And I do attribute that. PayPal themselves has been, I haven't actually kept up as detailed with PayPal. I know that they are, if you go to, what is it, BitIt or ItBit, that's the service PayPal's been using to acquire or accumulate. Joe Grows 420. What's up, man? I think you subscribed on YouTube the other day, and now you're subscribing on Twitch. Thank you, brother. And Sean Driver, what's up, my man? I haven't been keeping up with PayPal. I know that it is significant. I read some kind of article that said roughly 80% of newly mined coins is like the consumption PayPal's had, meaning per day. I don't know if that's accurate. I'll have to look into it. But I do know Grayscale's is about 1,000 a day, which is more, than what is mined daily. So they're, you know, combine that with halving, and you have a supply shock that Bitcoin has never seen before. Bitcoin has never seen anything like that. The halving alone is a scheduled massive supply shock, and with Grayscale, because I don't even know what PayPal's doing, with Grayscale's purchasing alone, we're seeing there's just not enough coins. There's just, that's it. Just scarcity. It's a liquidity desert to the upside. It is exciting. This is very exciting, but it's a great observation, Steve. I don't think that specifically indicators are going to show anything, because they're really only showing what's happening on your specific exchange. But your mindset, what you're thinking, your idea there, 100% on, in my opinion. I really don't know how to explain this price action without some kind of just massive supply shock. So thank you, brother, and thank you for being here. Appreciate you. What was I saying? All right, so we can take a measure move just from the cup here. We look at 21,850, and if we take the measured move from the previous high, what is this, on the 25th down to the 26th low. Okay, I was a little off here. 23.5. So we have some interesting profit taking targets up here. I would not at all personally want or be interested in this. Once we break significantly and close over 20k, man, it is time to just chill. Time to chill and see what happens. That's my personal opinion. So 4 hour, our highs are looking good here locally with RSI and MACD. Excellent. We do have the same issue as well that the 12-hour has, that we've really seen across any small time frame, is just lower highs in RSI with higher highs in price. I am happy to see that locally we don't have an issue, because that's what I believe is the most important. But we definitely have an issue if we're looking at the long term. We looked at this the other day. We can look at it again. This is also true on the 12-hour. Actually, we can't see enough data here on the 4-hour. Darn. Maybe we can do it this way. Scrolling back. Yeah. Okay, cool. So even on the 4-hour, we see that this swing low, this is what blows my mind. This swing low in price from 19,000 to 19,000 to 16,174. This swing low on MACD was the lowest, the most extreme selling momentum that we have seen. Bigger than March of 2020, from 10,000 to 3,800. See this here. This is mind-blowing to me. I don't know if maybe people have started to notice this. We've been talking about it for a few days here. That's insane. That means there is more momentum on the selling side from that little move recently than there was in March. And if we look back, and this is on the 4-hour, bigger than anything in 2019, and you have to actually go back to January 2018 to begin to see any stronger moves to the downside on the 4-hour. This is also true on the 12-hour, which is really cool. The bigger time frames are showing it as well. That's ridiculous to me. This is absolutely ridiculous to me. That is certainly some kind of ridiculous divergence. I don't see it. I don't see it as bearish at all. I think I've never seen anything like it. This little move, this right here, is one of the strongest downside momentums we can see on our chart. That just shows buying pressure to me, man. I would have expected a lot harder sell-off from something like that. So far, market is unfazed, it seems. Now that we're on the lower time frames, we can actually use our moving averages. We can see that the 4-hour is following, being guided by the middle Bollinger Band, the 20 moving average. This is excellent. This is excellent. This is actually something I really like to see when we're on top of it. In the reverse, when we're below it, I don't like to see this. But we can look back actually on many time frames and see this can be a very bullish setup. Best part about it is, though we do see wicks underneath it, and we do see even one candle close underneath it, we can use this as a pretty solid guide, or maybe a swing position. If you start to close candles underneath here, you're going to expect more downside. But so far, so good. We're seeing it hold as support. That's wonderful. And we see that the Bollinger Bands here on the 4-hour are starting to get very tight. If we look back at other times this has happened, we see pretty volatile moves. Obviously, we're not a huge fan of this one, but it was a precursor to volatility. We saw that pretty volatile move up, followed by an even more volatile move down. Back here on the 23rd. Here's a good example on the 16th. Bollinger Bands got very tight, shot up. Another example here on the 3rd, shot up. Another example on the 26th of October. Not the best one, but you can see that pretty much every time these Bollinger Bands on virtually any time frame get very tight, you see volatile moves. Doesn't necessarily mean to the upside. Can be to the downside as well, but they are commonly precursors to volatility. I haven't looked at the 12-hour stotch, and my ADD self just thought of it quick. Nothing too interesting. Okay. Let's look at our moving averages. What we see on the 4-hour. Nice. What we see on the 4-hour is the 50, the yellow moving average, and the 100, the blue moving average. And remember, guys, on this channel, white is always 20, yellow is always 50, blue is always 100, green is always 200. So I keep it uniform. I suggest you do the same. And to be honest, if you're following along with my TA regularly and you don't have a preference for coloring these, I would suggest you use the same color scheme. Doesn't actually matter, but just keeping it consistent in technical analysis can be really important. It can really help you. My mom's texting. It can really help you take your trading to the next level just by allowing your brain to get used to patterns, getting used to identifying things, and changing the colors up all the time is really just going to confuse you. So I said, oh, nice. Some of you are probably, especially newer people here tuning in that haven't watched our stuff, probably thinking, why is he saying that's nice? That doesn't look nice. Because that is a bearish cross or a death cross. I don't like to use the word death cross or golden cross. I find them too emotional. Usually just call it bearish or bullish cross. So this is, yes, this is a bearish cross. We see a shorter moving average crossing under a longer moving average. Maybe we can do a little like live chat, because I'm looking at the live chat now here for a second. Who here knows why I'm gonna say that this is not so bad? Anybody? Give you a few seconds. Tick tock, tick tock. I want to shout someone out for getting the answer right. And the answer right, this answer right if you're brand new here, you're likely not gonna have any idea what I'm talking about. This is technical moving average, technical analysis moving average that, man, I can't speak today. This is not considered, you won't really find this anywhere, but this is one of the Tom Crown's proprietary technical analysis. No tips, secrets. Renee Silva, you're real close. You're real close. I'm sure someone got it. Let me see. I see some good answers here because price is far away from the cross. That's a pretty good one. Ooh, Silva, you're getting so close, buddy. So close. Renee Silva, 200 MA points up. You're so close. You got the right idea. Far below Dean. That is another tip we do usually look at, and that is a good answer as well, but there's one even more specific. I'll give you guys like 2 more seconds and I'll just tell you. Hoping somebody gets it. Turn up the volume of the mic, dude. Yeah. Volume on the mic should be very good. Anybody else have volume problems? All right, you guys are so close. You're so close. All right, the bullish Krabby Patty. You're all right. You guys are you're all right. I was just hoping. I was hoping for someone to say it specifically. So this is not. I will warn you. This is not something that you'll necessarily find anywhere else. This is my, observation, unique observation, I guess, because this isn't, a textbook TA. Anyway, you guys were totally on. You had the right idea. I just was waiting for someone to say it specifically. So the 100, the blue moving average here, is trending up. It is saying that the last 100 candles are increasing, that they are moving up. The 50, the smaller one here, this cross down below, we see that's why it's a bearish cross. But because the 100 is moving against what the signal of this cross is, because it's a bearish cross, it's supposed to be a bearish signal. I consider these invalid. I consider them invalid when the longer time frame, the 100 in this case, when it is trending up, I find them unlikely. Let's see, I can pull up an example. I find them unlikely to play out. Man, there's a lot on this chart that might make it kind of hard to see. Let's get rid of a lot of this crap so that you guys don't get confused. Bullish Krabby Patty. All right, like right here, unlikely to be a valid bearish cross. Both of these. This is from yesterday's chart that was live in the Discord / the day before's episode. We see that same setup. We see the 50 crosses below the 200, the green here. And we see, well, it did kind of play out bearishly. A little bit. We see this is actually 2 examples and they're both the same. And price did not really sell off. We consider them invalid because the longer moving average was still trending up. You guys were really close. I'll give you guys credit. I saw a lot of the right answers. I just was hoping someone would say because the 100 is pointing up. Nice, 250 watching. Mr. Macy, how you doing, Jerry? Yeah, 250. Pretty good numbers. We're on earlier than we usually are. Please make sure you guys are giving the stream a like, and if you're new here, join on in the fam. Give it a subscribe. So yeah, where were we? So I think that's unlikely to play out because we have the 100 trending up. We'll see. What this could suggest is it is typical of price. Price likes to test crosses for some reason. If we do see a sell-off though, this suggests to me, and this is very local, if we do see a sell-off in the short term here, this suggests to me that that sell-off is likely to just come test this cross. I don't see it yet necessarily in anything else, but say this happened, this wouldn't surprise me, is to see it bounce off of this area. So I'll put this little box here for the time being. Alright, 4 hour. I don't think there's too much else. We have that awful bearish divergence that just won't go away. MACD, nothing of interest. Cool beans. So let's look. Does our Ichi have anything for us? Not really. We do see potentially a very flat bottom forming on our cloud for the 4 hour, which might make it more sense to make this box a little larger then. This isn't my target for now though. I'm just keeping track of this mentally. Alright, yeah, 4 hours not too telling. The 2 hour has been really good to us lately, so let's take a look. And wow, I could not be happier with what I see here. We are seeing potentially we are seeing two different simultaneous events here on these moving averages. And again, you guys got to follow along every day because we make up our own stuff here. We're like we are trailblazers, I guess, in technical analysis. So we have a lot of our own terms. I call this kissing. But we actually see two. We see that maybe we're getting double kissing, double witching. And so what we see is a shorter moving average is threatening to cross bearishly. However, before it does, pulls back up. Typically, that's very bullish when the shorter average is on top, and very bearish when the shorter average is on bottom. But we see that maybe happening here twice. We could see that potentially with the 100 and 200 here on the 2 hour, and the 20 and the 50. I'm not sure I've ever seen it happen like that before. Not as simultaneously. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Not Stotch anymore. That's more of just like a nerdy. This is more of a nerdy observation than it is really important. All right, the 2 hours battling it out. We see no real divergence though of any kind. That's not a bad or a good thing on MACD. Really, no divergence. Well, no divergence isn't a problem though, so that is okay. Locally on our highs we're good. On our lows we're good. There's just really not a lot. The last time that we even had like any divergence on the 2 hour was back here on the 21st and 23rd. That's very weird. That's unusual. That's very unusual. 2 hours above the cloud, we saw price cross above, so that's a short-term bullish signal on 2 hour. Cool beans. Let's move it into the 1. And I was hoping we would get some. We haven't had very like solid short-term signals lately. In fact, the opposite probably. I'm hoping we get something. One thing I actually have just noticed is we're seeing price weirdly on many time frames here. We're seeing price weirdly very close to the 20 moving average and just on top, just above it. So we see on the hourly that's true. We see on the 2 hour that's true. We see on the 4 hour that's true. I don't know if you guys noticed that. So what that means is on all these time frames we are just above the middle Bollinger Band. That's not a bad place to be. That is definitely a bullish place to be. But it really extends out. It's kind of wild. That's not that common. It's not that common except you know, when you're trending in a solid bullish trend. 5 hour. This is weird actually. 6 hour. Wow, this is, I can't say I expected to see this. Virtually every time frame. Interesting. That's so weird. Sorry guys, no we're watching here, but I want to see how far away these prices are from each other on this 20. Okay, about 100 or 0.5%. That's the lowest. Wow, no, they're all really close. This is wild. Let's have a little learning lesson here. We're gonna do a little learning lesson. So something you should know about moving averages is if you take, so say you have the 20 moving average on the hourly, right? You can view that moving average on the 2 hour. All you have to do is multiply the input by whatever time frame you're looking at. So for the 2 hour, you'd multiply it by 2, for the 4 hour by 4, etc. So we're gonna do something a little weird here. I want to see what happens when we put them all up at the same time. So that'd be 20, 40, 60, 80 for the 4 hour. What should we do next? 12 hour? That makes sense. 12 times 20, that's 240. Yeah. And what else do we want? Let's do like a 100. Wow. Okay, this is pretty cool. Oh, this is all in the 4 hour too. Do this on the 1 hour. Wild. It is wild how close every 20 moving average is here. That is pretty cool. Look at this tight area here. Wow. And it's right at our box. Of course it is. This is pretty freaking cool. I almost want to, I'm almost just going to change this box to this. There's almost every hour time frames, 20 moving averages at like the exact same point. That's pretty dope. Alright, sorry I just nerded out for a while. That's what I do here. I'm a chart nerd. If you don't like it, tough. What I like though is that price is above the 20 on almost every time frame. That's pretty darn cool. That's certainly not bearish to be above the 20. That is in the bullish territory of the Bollinger Bands. So, alright, nothing. Man, there's just not a lot on these short time frames of interest. Really no divergence. There's really no kind of clear-cut signals. Bummer. Nice. Alright, I like what I see. Okay, we're gonna get to the chat here soon, but I have a few other things that I promised to look at today. So we have the dollar. We have the dollar, man. All the way back in early November, all those moons ago, feels like years ago. We were looking at this big old wedge playing out. Well, we thought was a wedge. We broke through it, and on that day, we were looking at the dollar, and we were saying, man, this is kind of what I expect. I kind of expect it to bounce, reject off the top of the wedge it just broke through, and moved back down to 89.97 being the next support that, well, I guess we said 91 first for the 2020 low. It took that path. It was just a little uglier. Little kind of off where we had assumed it would go. And we have seen it break, and not only break its yearly low for this year from March at 91. Or no, that wasn't in March, that was in September. Yeah, okay. In September, 91.74. We've seen it break underneath. This is just as ugly as it gets. Broke its yearly low. Bounced, broke it again, broke the newly established yearly low, back tested it, just as we were looking at 2 days ago or whatever, which is pretty neat. Bounced off of the back test, sold off again. So now let's, assuming this projection's still on, we're looking for another bounce to backtest the 91.58, the previous pivot before, only to reject again, down to 89.97. This is, I think, a multi-year low. Multi-year support, yep, back in 2018. Wild. Certainly this is not bad news for Bitcoin. It's weird how weekly gold was performing while this was going on, though. I believe gold bounced a little bit. So I'm looking for support at 89.97, basically 90. And this chart, I guess, doesn't have it. If you break that, man, you have so far to go. You have some kind of support at 88 area. And underneath that, the numbers get really ugly. 80, 74, 71. These would be like unheard of retracement on the dollar. Be wild. And we've been watching the dollar for a long time here, and what we noticed at the end of September, when Bitcoin's monthly candle closed really bullishly, we were looking at the dollar, and I said, what's interesting is that the dollar on the quarterly and Bitcoin on the quarterly seem to be inverse. I don't believe that Bitcoin necessarily is correlated in an inverse manner with the dollar directly, because there are times where we've seen Bitcoin run, let's say right here, where was it? Maybe not on the quarterly. All right, not gonna think about it right now. I don't think they're necessarily direct correlation like that, but at least right now on the quarterly, man, they are almost undeniably so. So let me show you quick what I'm talking about. We noticed this in September. We said this candle didn't exist yet. We said, man, this is a crazy bullish Bitcoin quarterly close. That arrow's awful for October. At the same time, the dollar closed this quarterly candle. If we look at Bitcoin, let's go back really quick. We won't spend a huge amount of time on this, but I really like this. I think it's really interesting. Is we see that they're running pretty opposite in quarters. We have two strong quarterly closes in Bitcoin for this year, the second and third. And we see that the dollar had two very weak quarterly closes. We speculated here in September when this closed, we said that, man, we have a red ugly candle, but this one wasn't too bad for Q2 of 2020 for the dollar. I don't know why my watermarks keep going away. It's super trolling. And for Q3, we have an even uglier one. And what we notice is the first one is minus 1.5% and then minus 3.68%. These are growing. These candles are, and we see it on MACD here, we see that the selling momentum is growing. That's actually now being confirmed all these months later or weeks later. And so this was the ugliest setup I can really imagine going into the end of the year. And now that we have a new low for the year, a new, even uglier, this is sitting at 3.28 already, with 28 days left. Almost bigger than the previous. This is a really bearish scenario, and Bitcoin running literally the opposite. Very bullish. Just wild to me. We were speculating about this and it's playing out so well. It almost seems like a test of that 89, 97 areas is like already a sure bet. There's no sure bets, but a dang good bet. And to be selling off like this into the end of the year, for me, makes it even worse. That sets it up. This is the reason for that, is it sets the dollar up to close a yearly candle really, really ugly potentially leading to, I don't want to jump ahead and say multi-year continuation, but almost certainly means in 2021 we're gonna see, if we close especially like this, almost certainly means we're gonna see some continuation on our yearly candles. Look at this. This is the best example I can spot right now. This setup is very similar to me to this setup. We have the same, what, gravestone doji? Gravestone doji. And again, there's 28 days left in the year. The dollar can close differently. Gravestone, not just gravestone, but we can see almost no bottom wick on the 2002 candle for the dollar. And that's kind of what we're, well, that's what we're seeing potentially right here in 2020. There could be, we could close no bottom wick, which resulted in what? The next year having an even larger loss. So this is at 6% for 2020. So let's just take 6%. That would put, just with an equal sell-off into 2021 would be at 85. That would be a giant swing. Over a 20% loss in 2 years for dollar strength. Wild, man. That is some wild shizzle. Alright, anyway. Jerry Macy, the price of bacon. How's that price? Yeah, buy USD. Not BUY, BYE. Make sure that link works good. BYE, not BUI. All right, so I'm, you know, the dollar losing or gaining strength is not in a bubble a bad or good thing. It has trade-offs. Being too strong or being too weak, they both have advantages, they both have trade-offs. So not something to worry about, but I will say if you're in gold, honestly, if you're in any asset, as long as you're not in cash, which for the life of me, I've never understood why people would be in cash as an asset, like outside of an emergency fund kind of thing. I don't know why you would be. But it bodes well. Bodes well for all other assets, all other commodities. The dollar losing strength means that it takes more dollars to purchase them, and that is by definition. What makes things cost more, I guess. I don't know. If you have to spend more dollars, that means they cost more dollars. Okay, cool. So dollar, and we're gonna real quick look at these indices, and then we're gonna move on. Let's see, do I have them all up? I have some of them up. All right, NASDAQ. This wasn't the one we did yesterday. This was. NASDAQ looks to be following our projection pretty decently. We were looking for a rally and then a back test of 12.4. Looks like we got it since we looked at it. Oh yeah, we looked at it on the 1st, I believe. Looks like it broke through, rallied back up. Still though looking for the measured move, though we might have a new one here. Well, $12.7, cool. So we have another short-term target for this. 12.7. Or yeah, 12,700. Still though, I have my eyes on that 13 prize. We've had that target for quite some time, and it looks like it is maybe coming into play. 4 hour doesn't seem to have any huge issues with MACD or RSI, and neither does the daily. The daily still has the same issue every other indice has here. We haven't had a new RSI high on any of this, which is threatening to bearish divergence, but for some reason everything seems to be a fan of that right now. So there is a new high on NASDAQ. Sweet. Congrats to everyone. S&P 500 has been worrying me for the longest time. And holy moly, this is almost perfect now, it seems. We've been watching for this ascending wedge here. We've been watching for it, and it looks like today, literally, as of today, we have touched it twice in the last 3 days. With lots of daily bearish divergence. Jeez. I am not bullish at all on S&P for the short term, which is odd for me to say, because in my opinion, it was the most bullish of the indices in the past. But ever since, what was it? Ever since the early November, I have not been bullish on it. I didn't like how it set new highs without really setting new highs anywhere else. Like on RSI, we see this actually extending out into the monthly. I'm weary. I am very weary of the S&P 500 right now. It's weird because the dollar looks so weak. I do think we could, and we can see this target up here, I think we might see a fake break before a sell-off. It is possible up to maybe 3,860 or 3,780, somewhere around that range. However, man, I don't know. I really just see this playing out as an ascending wedge and breaking to the downside. This is such an ascending wedge. I'm not sure why I drew this. I drew that arrow, or this circle and line a while ago. Long before I think any of this. This is actually what I think is like the most likely now. Something like that. But we will see. We will see. I'm bored of the indices already. You guys probably are too. Steph Brossman isn't here, so we'll move it along, sir. Move it along. 230 watching. Only 115 likes. Maybe I need to do the shill. Yeah, I'll do the shill. There's a lot of new people. So basically, you guys have been doing an awesome job of liking the streams, and it's been showing because we've been in search results. So I really appreciate everyone who's been doing that, who's been making sure to like every new stream. And if you haven't yet, just a friendly reminder to please do so. I'd really appreciate it. It helps us stay in search results. It helps us show up on our subscribers' homepages and recommended stuff. And if the stream doesn't get enough engagement, it does tend to fall out of search. Like, you won't see it on your homepage, and you won't be able to find it. So I do appreciate anybody who would do that for me. It means a lot, and you've been doing a great job, so I won't bother you too much. Kind of interesting, there's only 250 on. This is earlier than we're usually on. And we do have a good amount of time left. But weirdly, I thought there would be more interest today. So maybe I'm just being boring, but I'm looking at the search, Bitcoin live search, and man, there's just nobody watching anything, is there? Doesn't look like really anybody. Maybe there's no hype. Are we all hyped out? Are we hyped out? That's okay. You're allowed to be. It's been an exhausting, guys, I know as much as anybody, it's been an exhausting few weeks here. If you like, I talk about this a lot, so I'll just say it again while I'm trying to do a few of these behind the scenes linking of the stream to different platforms. But I'll talk about it quick while I'm doing this. Taking care of yourself is so important in trading, and it's something that people like neglect all the time. They don't treat it as a priority. You really, really need to, guys. Your body is a machine. Not taking care of it in trading, your mind, your body, that's like not changing the oil in your race car. Sure, it'll probably still drive. It'll probably still drive for I don't know how long, but it's not going to be at peak performance. And every level down or percent down you are from your peak performance, that's going to show in your trades. That's going to be reflected in your critical thinking. So it's really important. If you haven't been getting sleep, get some sleep. Give yourself a break. Allow yourself to relax for a while, especially when we're not seeing too much spice. What helps me relax is I like to take, so you can even see these little red arrows here on the scale. These are alerts. I like to put alerts at, you know, the local swing highs and the local swing lows, and then I can just go do something else. I can take a nap, I can focus on something else, and I know as long as my phone doesn't go off and say, hey, price is broken, the swing high or the swing low, it means nothing has happened. Nothing has happened, and that helps me relax. Maybe that's a good tip that'll help some of you out there relax too. But it's super important, especially, how long has this been, man? Since October. We've just been in this like very tense 30-40 day period. Yeah, this is my personal kind of speculation, but I think that's part of the market makers' strategy. Like, their manipulation is, seriously, they try to wear us out, and then when finally enough people kind of just collapse and pass out, then you see the moves. I swear to God that is a real thing. Max Donnelly, what's up, my man?
It's over 9,000!
Yeah, we just got a new patron. We've had a lot of new patrons. Let me see. Welcome to the show. Our newest patron. Computer's being slow. Mr. Sean Kelly. Mr. Sean Kelly, welcome, brother. Thanks for becoming a patron. I don't know if you're here. Highly, highly appreciated, man. Our numbers are exploding. I was saying, I remember a few days ago, like, I wonder if we can get to 100 patrons. And when I said it, it seemed like a crazy far away goal. And now we're less than 10 away. This is the most we've ever had. This is our all-time high so far. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Take care of yourselves, yeah. That's so important. I wanted to look at DCR. DCR... Dude, where is Skytronics? I feel like I've said this dude's name every day. Every day since he randomly just wandered in here and was like, hey, look at these like 4 coins, and all of them have done really well. Last time we looked at, I think this is the last one that he pointed out. Luck, skill, both, who knows. DCR, we were looking for this $24 as resistance to break. Rejected, sold off, pulled back. And as of today, smashed through our $38.47 target and now wicked back under. That is a successful next target, man. That's solid. Let's see what the daily's showing us. Absolutely gorgeous. Thanks, truck outside honking. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Hopefully not. DCR looking amazing. Wow. One of the first coins, I swear. Hopefully you guys can hear that. I'm gonna like go out there and beat that dude up. Anyway, one of the first coins that we've looked at in quite some time that on the daily has put in a new high and no bearish divergence on RSI. That is awesome. Not even on MACD. Wow. Wow. That is really cool. Almost every other coin we've looked at, and with the volume, this is pretty great. And this is on Binance. Excellent. Excellent. Wow. I'm super impressed. I do have some DCR for the transparency sake, as I always do. I always share with you guys when I own coins. 2.6. All right, that's a good bit of extension. Now what we should look for is, where might we pull back to? Where might be a good area for entry? Because entering on a green candle like this, not typically great, especially, I mean, this is hindsight, we can see that. Let's see where we might find support. $30. What are we at? 31? Okay. Oh, wow. 618. Guys, look at where the 618 lines up with, this is solid. This is solid. Ooh. I dig it. And what I like about this play is if it doesn't get there, then you just don't enter and everything's fine. Wow. Wild. This chart is dope. Not trying to FOMO you guys. Please don't FOMO anything. Not recommending you buy this right now or anything like that. We spotted this daily moving average mega formation a while ago, and typically those lead to very big moves. They can be great signals, and we saw it play out. Saw it play out actually weirdly right above. Pretty much price action was right above it. That doesn't always happen. I saw the break to the top side here. This retracement on this daily is rather ugly, so I am going to zoom in. But what is really cool and what I like about this is we don't have bearish divergence on this new high. We see that across the space in so many coins, even Bitcoin. Right now on the daily, bearish divergence on the highs. Not DCR. E-cred, okay. I mean, I'll take it. We do have like a potential entry at 30, but I don't think that's a great one. I wouldn't bite. But what we do see, which is pretty cool, is if we take our fib tool, we see that the 618 retracement lines up pretty much perfectly with our previous resistance. That's at 2486. I'm going to, no, and the 618's at 25. So I'm going to use my kind of game theory brain here and say 25 is a nice psychological number. That could be a solid entry. That could be a very solid entry for a long position. Absolutely. What I also like about it is when we take our fib tool, and I actually haven't taken it for... No. Where did I take it from? Where I just got that other number? Screw it. Anyway, the 618 retrace of it, the swing high here, or swing low to the swing high here, is right at that previous resistance. That's a great... Those are two great signs to overlap to look for an entry. Great. Absolutely great. I picked some of this up. When did I buy some of it? I want to say back in July, maybe August. All I know is I bought it at $16. Like here. I guess that could have been multiple times. I don't know what the date was. But I might look to add a little bit. This is a very small position for me. I think like a few $100, even after all these gains. But I might add a little bit. This is a pretty cool play. I like how this was a very historical, significant resistance. I did not necessarily expect DCR to be able to break it right away. Just like that. On the daily, look at how many tests we had. We had 1, 2, You can kind of count this 3. These are significant tests that had large sell-offs after. This is a super strong resistance, and to break through it and then see that the back test target lines up with a 618, that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. I like that. You don't see something that's that clean very often. Potentially we could look to start the entry. We could look to start the entry if I can get this tool to work well. Why does this keep changing ever so slightly? That's really weird. I don't understand why that keeps changing. I've noticed the 618 keeps being a few cents different. Anyway, we could look potentially from $27.75 down to $25 flat for an entry, as that would be the 0.5 retrace, which is what we typically look for on every move. And the 25 previous resistance, this could be a test as support, and that's at the 618. That would be solid. If you see a bounce there, that is super duper solid. I dig it. I'm glad I looked at this today. As always, not financial advice, but I may be looking to, I may be a buyer at 25, even though that goes against my rules because it's much higher than I originally entered. Sweet. Bitcoin dominance on the daily just looks like a bear flag. I'm about to explain to you why I don't think it is. So on the daily, absolutely just looks like a bear flag, which would suggest it breaks down. I don't really think that's I really don't see that as the most likely. We see a really nice rolling over on the MACD daily here for Bitcoin dominance, suggesting there could be more upside. When we switch it to the weekly, we see a little weekly momentum slowing down, but we also see that RSI bounced virtually at 50. That's a strong bounce area. It oh, that's funny. Look. It bounced almost perfectly off both the 20 and 200. Oh wait, hey, I'm right. Okay, 20 and 200 moving averages on the weekly, with a really nice bullish candle, buying it back up. It tests the 50 to reject. I'm not sold on the bearishness of Bitcoin dominance quite yet. I'm really not. I've never taken the fib tool to take a look here. Nah, it's really interesting there. All right. Either way, I do think we'll see a little more upside on Bitcoin dominance. That would be painful for alts, but if we don't and this bear flag plays out and breaks down, expect alts to gain in Bitcoin paired, and everybody be really happy. Everybody will be sunshine and rainbows. All right. Now I'm going to read chat. Now I'm going to read the chat. Sorry, guys. I had to get that out. I had to, I have a meeting. It's not for over an hour. So we're going to keep going. But I just wanted to make sure I got all the topics out of the way first. Because I don't have unlimited time today like I usually do. I also promised I'll look at Terra, which I don't even know what it is. Just saw it on CoinMarketCap. It's called Luna. Oh, I guess that's the pair. All right, Binance USDT. That's legit. I'll take it. I don't know what this coin is. Oh. You know what? this is gonna have to wait because I just reloaded CoinMarketCap and I've never heard of this coin. Volume's really low, market cap's really low, but ew, it's worth looking at because we're live. Screw it. Ooh, and it's tradable on Bittrex, so it's not the worst. Holy shit. Whoa, buddy. Where are you going? I don't know what this coin is. Never heard of it. Never heard anybody talk about it. To be honest, its chart looks like a total S coin, but actually, this coin's been around since January 2016. Wow. So maybe not as S-coinish as I would have assumed off the bat. Wow, I was expecting this to be like brand new, just listed, kind of crap coin on Binance. Binance lists so much crap. So many craps. Where are values of significance? See a monthly resistance. I don't really usually count these crazy wicks because they don't, I don't know, they don't really usually play out in the way you'd expect, but we'll add it. This looks like a solid monthly support. Monthly looks weird. I'm super shocked. I'm super shocked because I really, as soon as I saw that this has moved 100% in 7 days, 70% in the last 24 hours, and 40% in the last hour, I immediately assumed it was just some like brand new crap coin. The volume on this is not very high. 24-hour volume is just over 1 million. So be very careful. A lot of people probably don't even know that. You have to be extremely, extremely careful when it comes to S coins, especially when they have low daily traded volume. And the reason for that is you may say, whoa, they're pumping, and it may pump more after you buy it, but when you go to sell, there may not be liquidity to actually sell it at that price, and this ruins, this gets people wrecked because they're not aware. A lot of people aren't even aware that that's possible. So just because the price is at a certain number does not mean that you are able to sell whatever it is you have at that price. Be very careful. Man, we only have 1 subscriber today. This is a weird day. Low energy. Everybody might be sleeping, taking my advice. Be good. Why is this so weird, man? I hate these wicks. You always see them on Bittrex too. Alright, I don't know if we're going to be able to get much. This is a strange chart here. Let's look at our indicators. RSI looks good on the daily. MACD looks good on the daily. This coin looks pretty breakoutish. Not gonna lie. It is at the very, there's no wick on top of this candle right now, so buying this coin right now would be dumb. Going long in this coin right now at the very top of the day, like, has not pulled back even one Satoshi here. Terrible idea. Terrible idea. But we may look, when we get a retracement, when we see it move back down, then we may look for something. Rated as low, so it's doubled. That's really not that bad. Huh. How weird. I've never heard anyone talk about this. Made safe coin? Never heard even a single person chill this. Anyway, that caught my attention, but it seems kind of boring now that I look at it. Oh yeah, I know why it looks boring, because it's... Why? There we go. This is all of a sudden going to make it way less boring. I hate this. I don't want to do all the little things to make to make it look better. Crap. There we go. What a goofy chart, man. It just is very odd. It's just very odd to me to really honestly ever see a coin that's been around for years that I've never heard anyone talk about. It's very unusual. Extremely unusual. So it does look like it's at a 28-cent resistance. This is a pretty historical. Looking back, we see it in 2017 support, 2017 again in October support. Then we see it essentially act as resistance after it's broken in July. We see that again in May of 2019, and then we see it again in April. So a lot of these big wicks and things I'm seeing, I'm gonna guess is just a really low liquidity situation, and doesn't necessarily mean that you can get those trades even if you had this coin already. Man, this is weird. I'm nerding out. Nerding out, boys. Here. Dollar. More likely, though, to find resistance right about here at 67 cents. Weird. Has anybody ever heard of this? Anybody ever? The indicators look good on it, which is unexpected. Did not expect that to be true. There we go. All right, so let's do it this way. Looking for a rejection here at this resistance, at this 28.8888 cents. And then what I'd like to see, I'd like to see the daily close underneath. I'd like to see the next daily or in the next few dailies come back to test the 200 daily moving average, or this is weekly. Wow. All right. Yeah, that actually still flies though. On the weekly, I'd like to see the weekly close underneath here. I'd like to see the next weekly sell off to 23.62 cents. Find support there. And break it. Move up to 60 something. That would be wacky and wild if you look below, that's pretty much exactly what happened in November, earlier, late November. That's pretty much the exact setup I'd like to see right here. And then my target would be 60 something cents, though I would almost certainly look to take some profit at 50 cents because it's just psychological. Let's make arrows. Alright, I'll move on from this, I swear. It's just so rare to see a coin that has this much chart history, pump, indicators look good, and I've never heard of it. That's very unusual. Very, very unusual. I like it. I'm done. Okay. Moving on, Made. Though I would like to know if you break 30 cents. So I'll put an alert. Sorry guys, I know that's probably boring. But Bitcoin's being boring, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright, now I'm gonna read chat. What is up? Michael Ristrom, chart master. Thank you, dude. I don't know if I'm a master, but I am I'm a practicer of the dark charts. One more. Fundamentally, it's a good coin. Are you talking about Made? And if you are, please share. Share more information if you have it. I know nothing about it. I'm leaning towards agreeing with you simply because this coin is so old. It's from early 2017. So if it didn't have fundamentals, it likely wouldn't be. Trish, Bitcoin on the precipice and we're digging deep. Dude, Bitcoin's not moving at all. What are you smoking over there, Trish? What you smoking? Hasn't moved at all since we looked at it. Literally. Hasn't moved at all. Crypto Monk. Dude, what? I've never heard of this coin. Why have I never heard of this coin? Crypto Monk, it's nice to hear about Made again. It was one of the first coins that made me money in the last bull run. That's cool. Chris Spink, what's up, dude? Andrew P. Chris Spink, I have a British accent. Pablo rocked. Yeah, we can look at comp. Don't you worry. Comp was, I was debating putting comp in the title, actually. Let's give it a sec. I'm going to load up what we're going to look at next. My cat trades better than me. What's up, dude? For Spink 100th like? Excellent work. Excellent work. We only had 100 likes? Wait. What? 120 watching. It's a chill day. How do we have 36 dislikes? There's somebody botting. There's somebody botting the dislikes for us now. Somebody, they're either botting it or they're like a group of people who come and dislike our video. I don't know why. I do not know. But yeah, if you're listening, whoever does that, it must be botted because it's been happening pretty much every episode, and then the next day they're gone, and that means YouTube identified them as not real. So you're wasting your time. But you're listening. Whoever's doing this for whatever reason, I don't know what you think you're accomplishing, but dislikes are good for the video, buddy. So keep doing it if you want. Doesn't bother me. But also, dude, if you have some issue with me, or if I've done something to offend you or anything, jump on the Discord, shoot me a message. This goes for anybody. If I ever offend someone, or I don't know, I say something you disagree with that like is important to you, just reach out to me on Discord and let me know. Guys, I care about everybody. Even if it's someone we haven't gotten along in the past or something, I don't know. Just reach out to me and be like, hey dude, this is what's up. That's how I roll. I would like to build bridges, not burn them. I'm very open to it. So shoot me a message if I've done something you don't like. I will listen. I promise I'll at least listen to you, hear you out. Bonjour. Bonamissimo, YouTuber Raptor. Ah, I bet that is. Now I see. Now I see what's going on. It's funny because yesterday we got hit by bots, and yesterday they gave us 1,000 likes. And then today we get hit by bots and they're giving us 40 dislikes. We need to make peace with the bot nation. That's not a big deal. Those 1,000 likes, yes, are gone because YouTube identified them as not real and just removes them. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't hurt us, doesn't help us. Let's see, let me get some shout outs. Yo, Astronaut Renee, what's up, my brother? Harsh Kumar Burnwall. How you doing, man? Talking about Yiffy. Pablo, yes. Chris, yes. Yes, Adam Clark, what's up, my man? Cynthia, no. Naomi. Speak Spanish. Hola, señorita. ¿Qué pasa? Made an OG top 10 coin. Dude, Crypto Monk, you're making me FOMO now, man. Don't do that. I thought I had all the OG coins. I got my Vert coins. Got my Doge. Dubnet, what's up, man? Dubnet, Pi support, dude. Pi support. Where is it? I still have it pulled up. EWT, Pi support. Are we gonna get it? I don't know. Mellow Fellow, what's up, man? OMG. We can look at OMG. Crypto technical analysis. What is that? It used to be in the top 10. Why do I not remember this? Why do I not remember that? Well, you know what? You guys, you've fed my FOMO. I'll buy like 20 bucks of it. Something. Funny colors. What's up, my dude? What is up, funny colors? Expand. Screen behind me. There you go. Should be pretty easy to see. This is, you might have to put it on 1080. 1080p, but should be decently easy to. Alright, there we go. Hope that's better. Ooh, Michael Fristrom. Welcome to the fam, bro. Thanks for subscribing. Funny colors. I think I shouted you out, but I'll get you twice, bud. Because you're you make that delicious Vietnamese food I love. Razvan96, what's up, dude? Small traders. Mehayanak. Arc BTC, we might be able to take a look at it. Jason Kerr, what's up, dude? Count Stockula. False flags. My brother, what's up, man? Yeah, I've been coughing a little bit. My girlfriend has a fever, so we're just trying to wade through. Jason Kerr, Dimelix. Who else? Hey, Noah M. had the first comment on the stream. Hey, darling. Wacky Mallard, how you doing? Alright, I can't scroll up too much. See a lot of familiar faces, that's good. Opus Pisso, what's up, dude? Craig Selsminski. People are making deals in Africa. Yeah, apparently Africa, I think it was specifically Nigeria, I think is entering crypto at a faster pace, certainly than it ever has, but like a significantly fast pace, I think, even compared to the rest of the world. So that's pretty cool. Titan 480, my man, good to see you. You joined the patron for the spicy trade setups. Thank you, sir. I hope you've been enjoying the spice. Jerry Macy, I think I've called you out already. Adam Clark, I think that's everybody. I don't know, that's close enough. Now I'm going back to the recent chat. Orange Sunshine. Am I looking at EOS? You know what, man? EOS is just one, like, everyone has coins they like and coins they don't like. And EOS has just never been one that I've had any kind of feelings about, so I'm not saying anything bad. I'm not saying it's bad. Yo, Chicago Brew. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. It's just I've never had any feeling about it. So I don't really look at it often. Pink coin. What? Chicago Brew. Lick forehead for fever. Ooh. DGB is underrated. I agree. I think DGB is a great future. Max Donnelly. Am I an AP3? API 3? I don't know what that is. What is API 3? Charles, how you doing? Underscore Charles. Are we going to retest the 200 EMA? I'm guessing you mean on the daily at 13.5. That's our target. That's been our target. I still think that's the most likely, but Bitcoin doesn't really seem to agree here. Ooh.
Any of you boys seen an aircraft carrier around here? Daddy's home. Waking up and jet lag, but thank you all for you messages and prayers. United States patron social night will be hosted by me tonight. Party popper, party popper, party popper, party popper, party popper.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Brother Jaw's back. Oh my god. We've been worried about you, my friend. Worried. Worried. Don't you ever leave us again, ever. Jaw's one of the many heroes. Many heroes in our community, and just spent a little time overseas doing some hero stuff. And thank God to have you back, my friend. Thank God. Thank you, thank you for the. I don't even like care about the donation. I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm just like, I'm happy you're back. Happy to hear you're safe, man. Party papa, party papa, party papa. Yeah, patron night tonight. Everybody is a patron. If you're not a patron, there's still time to sign up. We've had an insane amount of patrons sign up lately. There's single digit slots left. Single digit before we hit 100. Still early in the month. It is still a great time to sign up. You can join us tonight. All right, I'll refund it back to you, Joe. I'll refund it back. I don't think you can actually do that on YouTube. Yeah, we're about to hit 100 patrons, so get in before 100. Get in the OG group. API 3 has gone up 100% overnight. Yo, Tim Apple, what's up, dude? Crypto Monk, maybe good to do your own research. Always good. Always good. In fact, the only option anyone should ever take, do your own research. I'm always I'm always transparent about this, guys. Yes, everyone should do their own research. Absolutely. I am just not that guy. I'm not the guy who goes and does coin research. I think everyone should. I think you should. I just I don't have the time. I don't have the time to do it. If there's something that I pick up on and I want to learn about, I'll do my best to look into it, but you know, you can spend, how many hours could you spend looking up coins? There's thousands of coins. And so I don't know anything about AP. I've never heard of this API 3, so I have nothing bad to say about it. But if you know something about it, welcome to share it, because I'll tell you I won't have enough time to look it up. Yo, Sylv, darling Sylv, how you doing? Oh, Pablo. You know me too well, Pablo. You know me too well. That I did. What? So I have not pulled up this chart in some time, but I'll have to go look. I'll have to go look at the patron post. This was definitely a patron setup. Maybe it was an in-stream setup. Look at that. Look at that 10.85 to 1 risk to reward trade here. That this was either done live or it was a patron post. Let's see if it's shareable. Sharing's on. Almost certainly a patron post. There you go. There's a classic example. Tom Crown patron exclusive. Wow. That's a 68.5% gain. And look at where, sorry, I'll go into the TA, but I gotta brag here for a minute. Look at how close that take profit was, literally to the top. Take profit was at, why is it not saying the number? Oh, 268.81. Topped out at 273.28. Holy. And the entry was like perfect. What in the actual F? This is going in the Tom Crown Hall of Fame. Alright. That's going in the Hall of Fame, bud. Thanks, Pablo, for reminding me about this coin. Wait, this is the best part. You closed the trade. I swear I'll be done talking about it after. You closed the trade and then it just freaking tanked. You know, I like to think I have some skill in trading, and I always do my best, and etc. and TA. But this is beyond skill at this point. This was like, there was some skill involved here, and then some skill involved here. But for it to be like that perfect, yeah, that's a lot of luck. That's ridiculous. Congrats. Congrats to anyone who's a patron back in August. You played that. Pretty sure it was a patron post because the sharing's on. Might have been shared in stream though. We'll see. But we will see. Alright, but we're gonna take a look at the recent TA. That blew my mind. Holy F. That is the all-time, that's a Hall of Fame trade. Well, here's some good news. Here's some good news on CompUSD. You really don't have much resistance or anything here until 170. You can see here, this is the weekly chart. You see these long series of varying sized red candles in a row. Right here. This is a little learning opportunity. Learning op incoming. So, you see these. On the weekly, this suggests that there's unlikely really to be any resistance created. Even though that was months of trading. Unlikely to really have any resistance created on the weekly level from this. The reason being is there's really no momentum. There was no trend shift. There was no there was no like bounces. There's no relief. So this is really unlikely to create any weekly resistance, which is nice. You do have this point over here, July and August 2020, which would have been a likely spot to look for resistance on the weekly. And in fact, we do see that it did play out right here with these 1, 2, 3, 4 weekly wicks rejecting. And with this week finally moving up, we have...
It's over 9,000!
Ooh, new patron. Ultra Chaos Steve. Ultra Chaos Steve. My boy, welcome to Patreon, brother. Thank you so much. It's great to have you. Hope you join us tonight. Hope you join us tonight for the shenanigans. Yeah, dude, thank you so much. That brings us one step closer to 100. 100 patrons. That's a dream. Anyway, you can see over here that this may have been problematic, and in fact it was. 1, 2, 3, 4 weekly rejections. Currently, 3 days and 5 hours to go. Here's what's going to be important for comp. In 3 days and 5 hours, we have to see comp close above 127 and 30 cents. So I'm even going to set an alert. Comp under weekly support. Okay. We want to see that close because as we can see here, we've had many attempts at it. We've traded above this level before every time we sold off. If we do sell off, if we don't close above, what we'll be looking for in the next week is we'd like to see 120 back tested as support. We can see it was resistance here. Like see it tested as support, and then in the next weekly move back up. That's what we'd like to see ideally, if we don't get this close this week, which looks possible. Weekly has not enough data for too much else. We see bullish divergence on the daily lows. We see a lower low, a low, and then a higher low. And we see on MACD a low and then a lower low. So that is not agreeing with price. That is bullish divergence on the lows. RSI not really agreeing. RSI is saying no divergence. That's okay. It's not disagreeing. Potentially daily support at $104, $105. Daily support's lining up extremely well with that 127. So you know what, man? This is easy peasy. I don't even really need to look at this chart anymore. We're just gonna do one of these, because this is what you're gonna do. Oh, I forgot, that's on the weekly, so let's move this over. You're either looking to close above that weekly, and then you're heading to... Oh, you do have a little daily resistance here, don't you? There we go. Okay. So we'll do it like this instead. So you close that weekly correctly, you're looking at 144 up to 152 as your first targets. You close it below, then you're looking for 120 to backtest as support on the weekly. Yeah, bullish divergence, you don't really have too many issues with anything else here. The only thing I'd like to look at quickly is the moving averages. I don't believe it has a 200 yet, nope. A close on the daily above 130 would be really nice. Really nice sign for the rest of this. Looking good. Looking good. There might be even a pretty slick play. I'm not going to put it on because that's the weekly. Anyway, CompUSD looking pretty nice. Pretty defined values here. If you break 120, if you close below 120, you have that $104 daily support, which is likely to be rather strong, actually. Let's see. Yeah, likely to be very strong. This is a significant value for this coin, actually. We see that the daily contested with it for a month plus. So I like the setup. I like how clearly defined and actionable this coin can be, potentially. And if you get a test here, you might be looking for a move to the upside. I'm gonna move these further up. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Real quick, what's the 4-hour look like? Little sketch, but actually pretty good. Actually pretty good. Nice. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Pavlo, for the suggestion. Jordan Garcia, Standing Soldier, how you doing, brother? True Conspiracy, new USD Coinbase hype. I do not. I no longer go after anything Coinbase lists. Crypto Military Vet, how are you doing, brother? Welcome back. Man, we have like all of our heroes here. All the military folk out there, everywhere in the world, every country. You're all heroes. And you know what? All the healthcare personnel, all the frontline first responders all around the world, you're all heroes too. Heroes come in many different shapes and sizes. We all appreciate you. Let's see. What else is going on here? You know what? Why not?
It's over 9,000!
Let's shout out new patron to our brother Potatoes 730. I don't know if you're watching, bro, but you are appreciated. Thank you for becoming a patron. Thank you, thank you. It's been overwhelming. overwhelming lately. Just how many people are signing up. Overwhelming in a good way, but certainly will have its challenges, and are figuring out exactly how we can deal with it. But we will. Nice. Luna. Weirdly. Okay, okay. Cool. There we go. You know what? That even works better there, yep. Luna USDT. Looks like hit the deep retrace, the uncommonly deep. 786. Your MACD on the daily doesn't show that you're weakening. It is a little ugly though. RSI, a little ugly as well. Could have some bearish divergence painting. I think you really needs to push up, or else it's in trouble. Else it's absolutely in trouble. Did have a solid back test recently, right here at that 33-cent support. I believe that is likely to hold. That is very likely to hold here. You can see it was a long time of accumulation, at least for this coin. A long time in comparison to its history. We're really going to want to see a test of that 53 to 56 cent area, and we want to do it with strength. The reason being is we have to push up these indicators to remove that bearish divergence that is pretty clear there on the indicators. So a good sign we don't see it on 4 hour. 4 hour actually looks good, looks better than the daily. And what I will say, specifically because this coin doesn't have a lot of chart history, the 4 hour may be a better place to look at indicators versus the daily in these longer time frames, because they simply don't have enough data. Yeah, you see the 200 reaching that critical support level. This coin looks pretty cool, actually. Not gonna lie. Eyeing it up, this almost looks like it's hit the measured move already and is going to retrace here. Yep. Man, once you start doing TA long enough, you just get the eye for it. I could just tell visually that was the measured move hit. Let's see where. You might look for a retracement. Super, maybe locally for like a scalp position, something. That 0.5 looks delicious. All right, we found it. We found it. Could be. I'm not going to trade this. There's not enough chart history. Not interested in trading something with so little history. Could be an interesting long play though at 43 cents here. It's the 0.5 retrace.
Are you the original Tom from MySpace? Uncanny resemblance. Hashtag LTC to $130.
I was trying to do the Tom pose, didn't work. I don't know. It didn't look right. I haven't practiced that. What's up, Cody Price, man? Thank you. Thank you for the $5, my friend. I am not the original Tom from MySpace. Mostly because when MySpace came out, I was, I don't know, I think I was like 12 or something. Sorry about that. Just gave you guys a little spook. The microphone hit. But thank you, Cody, my friend. Good to have you here. People used to call me Tom from MySpace though for years. Not a name that bothers me. That guy's probably rich as AF. Probably rich AF. He's got a hot girlfriend. Wait, why? Okay. That's why. Alright. Yep, there could be a pretty slick play here on Luna. I know no one cares about this coin, but hey, you know what? This is what we do. Bitcoin's not doing anything, so we gotta look at a bunch of junk. Bunch of junks. This is where I'd be looking for a scalp.
Patron night party tonight. If you sign up now, you will be able to drink with the greatest.
Golem, golem, golem. My brother. Thank you for the 5. Yeah, dude, mad patron hype tonight. Hype tonight. Hype it. Hope everybody's there. This is theoretical. Theoretical. This is, there's not enough chart history to really draw any super conclusions here. But this is a theoretical setup that I like. I think it, has a pretty decent probability of playing out. More so than a lot of things we look at. Yeah, that's real nice. And that trend line's there. Alright, let's move on. Screw this coin. Unless somebody really likes it. Moving on. Bitcoin has not done anything. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. Let's pull up really quickly. Where's the chart from yesterday? Question mark. Yesterday? Nope, that's not it. Not it. Someone help me come up with a system to label all these charts. I have literally hundreds of them. December 1. This is what I'm looking for. I keep thinking it's November. Nope, this is not it. December 1. Copy, copy. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So this was up for the patrons last night. We have sometimes I'll throw up pretty much always I throw up the chart that we were looking at in stream after the show in Discord. Another reason to be in there. Links at the top, pinned, also in chat. We had 3 solid target hits. I know a lot of people were I don't know, I won't even use the word impressed, but a lot of people were like, hey man, do this more often. I do this when I can. I unfortunately can't just like every second of the day be able to predict where Bitcoin's going. But we had those 3 targets hit in a row. I'm a little surprised to see that we broke this level here. You can see I wrote break to test high, and I'll probably stream tonight. This was yesterday. Broken. Didn't get it last night. I'm a little surprised to see that break and then not see a follow through. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. I'm not sure what to make of it. It was a pretty decent rejection from it. Not super critical or anything, but it's a little odd. We've lost kind of any semblance of a pattern really in my mind now. We might be looking at this. I drew this today. This could just be a broadening out of this wedge. Maybe we see something like this. Yeah, we may just continue on this trend here. I would expect to see another test of this descending high trend. And also, I would expect to see a fake break first. So, I don't know, maybe we see something like this. Nah, that doesn't look right. As I said it didn't make sense. You kind of expect to see a fake break, whether that's from the bottom or the top trend. Or maybe this. Or maybe the reverse. Probably would look something more like. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. There really doesn't seem to be a super defined pattern here. But if we look to the left, these do look very similar. They are starting to look very fractal-ish. That is apparent that they are rather similar looking patterns. So maybe the ghost patterns. Maybe the old ghost patterns will have something for us. Take a look. As I say, TA is less about understanding every small detail that exists and more about knowing when to use different tools and when they're useful. Not a fit either.
Hey brother, can you take a peek at Nokia? I know it's a stonk, but want to know your perspective. Thanks for everything. Nauseated face, face vomiting, money mouth, face party popper, party popper.
Party popper. Yo, brother, Sharknado, man, you know. Take a look at whatever you want, man. Whatever you'd like. What are we looking at? Knock? I don't mind looking at stocks, guys. Don't ever feel like certainly you're gonna have to tip. Certainly you're gonna have to send a super chat for me to look at a stock, but don't ever feel like you shouldn't, because I like looking at them. I'm just not gonna go do that on my own accord, really. So let's see. This maybe is this what we're looking at? Also, feel free, especially with stocks, include the ticker. Include the ticker name. Because I typed in knock, this is what I got. I don't know if this is what you wanted. And now that I look at this chart, my memory is tingling. Maybe we've looked at it before. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Okay. Alright, now I actually remember what page I was on when I was doing this. I was saying we're looking for a break of $5.11. I think this is it, right, Shark? If we got the break of 5.11, that we were looking very quickly for that 35% move. Didn't get it. Did not get it. Circled down here. When did we look at this then? Because I circled down here, so it must have been... No. Why the hell? Excuse me. Why the heck did I circle down here? Like, that must have been in the future at the time. Because we looked at this in October. I can tell from this. Shark, was it you that asked me to look at this last time? I can't remember who asked me to. Now that I'm looking at my own drawings here, I remember saying I wouldn't trade this until you see this break. It's all flooding back to me now. Yep. Yep, because we had bearish divergence into what could be a neckline, but it really was just a gap fill. Now I'm remembering all of this. It's flooding back. Do have a little bullish divergence on these daily bottoms here, but now you have bearish divergence again. This is a funky donkey one. Ja, all right, man. Yeah, go relax. Go relax. Go get your seltzers. You gotta seltzer up for tonight, buddy. Gotta seltz up. Tom G, my buddy. The handsome name man. The handsome. What's up, Brian Mugabe? Tornado, I'm still waiting for you. Is it? I think this is it. I wonder if you remember what I said last time, because I remember a good amount of it. Or a good amount. I remember saying I would not look to long at the time, and that I would definitely wait at that point till break of 5.11, 5.12 to play that breakout trade. Man, here's what I'm seeing though, is like you're painting these gaps and you're doing all this time filling the gap, spending all this time filling the gap. And then you break down and you have a gap, and really all you do is fill the gap again before you sell off, and then when you sell off, spend all this time again just filling the gap. It does not bode well, especially because you have bearish divergence on these highs now. Wouldn't surprise me to see it do this. To gap down again, maybe you have like 1 or 2 candles, and then see it like blurb back up. This does not look great. This was I remember the inverse head and shoulders we drew here was like, this is what I would expect to see, but like if we get this break, that would be the pattern. I remember I was not bullish on this until this line broke. That's why this arrow and this thing is right here. This is just weird, man. You have bearish divergence on the daily highs on RSI and MACD. And it really seems like all it's doing, literally all this is doing is just like dropping and then filling the gaps and then dropping again. Oh, look at that ugly weekly too. Although, you do see the weekly on MACD is looking to flip bullish. It's losing selling momentum. You definitely have some bullish divergence on MACD from the lows, but not from RSI. And what a weird... I wouldn't touch it, dude. I wouldn't. The only play I'm still in the same mind. This is the only play that I would be looking for at all. Although that target may have moved up. Not even worth looking at. Thank you for the donation, my friend Sharknado. I just don't see strength here. Personally, I just don't see any strength. Just kind of just seems like an S coin at this point. Yeah. No. Not for me. Not for me. BlackBerry. They have tons of 5G contracts. The weekly look good. I didn't see anything too great about the weekly either, though. The only thing I liked about the weekly is that the MACD is flipping back to bullish, like after being bearish for a long time. And you will have some kind of bullish divergence off of MACD, but then the kicker for me here is RSI doesn't agree. That's what I don't like. RSI, there is no divergence there, and there's no divergence here. I'm just not a fan. Not a fan of what I'm seeing here. Let me look at the monthly. Is there something maybe on the monthly I can look at? Ultra Chaos Steve. At least the monthly closed bullish engulfing. I do like the bottom wick on this March. Let's look at... There might be something here. Let's see. The problem is now we're looking at the monthly, so anything we find could be like very far out. You know what I mean? Like this could be like, oh, we find something bullish, but that means in 10 months maybe it rallies or something. Yeah, dude, and then you see even the buying momentum on the monthlies like fading. I don't like it. I don't like it. I wonder what like other chartists say about this. Wonder what other chartists have to say. I would love to hear some like great chartist. Yeah, and he hit the 0.5. Ugh. That's ugly. I would love to hear like an argument as to why someone else would find this as like a bullish chart, because I don't see it. But again, stocks aren't really my jam. Though I do have a pretty awesome. I'll brag about it simply because I have such a small sample size. You have a pretty great history or track record with stocks. Can't lie. Can't lie. Let's see it. I think the only thing that is here is like a breakout play. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know anything about this company at all. I don't know. Like, you know, there's other variables in stocks and things. Like you said, 5G contracts. 5G is going to be big. I don't know anything about it. Anything about these companies, so. There are other forces in play, I suppose. I don't see it, though. I just don't see it. I wish you the best, though, my friend. I wish you the best. Snake. I remember Snake. He's here. Or I haven't seen Snake in a few days. What's up, Tails? Rowan McKay. What's up, brother? Michael Cheney. BTC on the move. I wish. We've been like live this whole time. I haven't been making moves. I haven't been doing no many moves. 4 hours, alright. Here's what I like about the 4 hour, like we said in the beginning of the episode. I like that the momentum visibly looking to roll over. Which is nice because we see the 12 hour, this is the 12 hour now, is waning. That flip on the 4 hour may bring that back up. And why is that important? That's important because when we look at the daily, if we get that 12 hour moving back up, we're going to get this daily flip back to the buying momentum. So if we look, it's 4 hour rolling over, 12 hour, we're looking for a pick back up in momentum. The reason being is because the daily is looking to roll over. So we need to see momentum building on other time frames. Ellery Tan, what's up, brother? 2 hours, man, that's nothing. This is like daily. Mike, what's up, man? The chart is a result of celestial externality in time and people. Wait, in time and people. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Bistrom, you need more Bitcoin. Dude, no matter how much Bitcoin you have, you always need more. Yeah, dude, crypto, Sharknado, like, man, I don't know anything about it. Could be. Would be. I hope it the best for you. Crypto Nate Spicemeister. You know what's my take on charts, guys? I think there's a lot of people attribute a lot of different things to what moves charts. And you know what? I'll say this. I think that almost everything I've ever heard, whether it be Mike saying something about celestial bodies, Tails saying entropy, Rowan saying human nature, I think that all of those things are factors. They're all factors. They all play in. But I think what it really is just the amalgam of millions of not just humans, but robots, formulas, equations, whatever, deep learning, whatever, is the result of all of that. But what I think is kind of the takeaway. How do I word this? Man, I should have thought. I need to think it through. I have the thing in my head. It's I'm not sure how to put it into words. Dang it. The fib tool is where it comes from. The chart, it's always moving. Always moving. By orders opening and closing. I mean, obviously. Yeah, I'll have to circle back. I think it's all of those things. All of those things. But that's why I think like fib tool is so useful. Retraces. People think, you know, even myself, probably at some point doubted them. But the reason fib tool works is just mathematically how opening and closing orders boils down to, really. Like, and then you add in kind of a little psychology of numbers, like 100% gain. People are much, much, much more likely to take profit at 100% gain than they are at a 99% gain. That makes sense. Dang, I have such like a deep concept in my head right now. I just don't have the words put together right now, unfortunately. Mass data, yeah, I mean that's that is in a way. Oh, stream elements. Have you not actually been working right? No, it has. Oscillators. Awesome leaders. Cyclical, yes, it is cyclical. Waves. It is waving. Whales keeping it down. Dude, whales kept it down for 3 years. I think that whales are not keeping it down anymore. Yeah, Jordan Garcia, standing soldier. What's up, brother? Yeah, dude, that's definitely accurate. That's like what I was trying to put into words, but I have other ideas. But that's the core of it. I really wanted to put it. I'll have to think about this, bring it up another time, because that is the one sentence explanation of what I wanted to say. I'm having trouble in my brain like connecting them in a way that flows and would make sense to say out loud. Yeah, PayPal, Grayscale, dude. Grayscale is definitely. You know what? Let's do that, because I'm running low on time. We can like stream again later, or maybe I can leave the stream up. But typically when I do that, everybody leaves. But I have an appointment I have to make. Like I'm doing it here, not going anywhere. But that's in 30 minutes, so I'm running out of time here. So let's see, Grayscale. Grayscale in the last 24 hours, acquiring 2,500 Bitcoin. That is actually, that's actually much larger. Actually much larger than their normal daily acquisition, which is about 1,000. Yesterday, or I guess yesterday's 24-hour change was at 900. They have acquired 33,500 Ethereum, which is actually a lot less for them than usual. Look at the 7-day change. Wait, is that? No, more than usual. I'm messing up my math here. 33,000, 33 times 7. 3 times 7 is 21. Either way, no, I'm not doing the math right now. I got too much on my mind. Acquiring more Litecoin as well. And we see that they continue. This is what's interesting to me. The only asset they've been offloading, and actually as of today, now their Litecoin holdings are higher than their Ethereum holdings. That was not true yesterday. The only coin they've been offloading consistently is ETC at about 1,000 a day. They have 12.25 million ETC. So offloading 1,000 a day by itself is meaningless. Like it's meaningless, just like in proportion to their portfolio. They could offload 1,000 a day for what? 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million for like the next 10,000 days or something. You know what I mean? Like they're not getting rid of a large portion of it at a time. This is really slow, but it's interesting that it's the only asset that they have that they're consistently offloading every single day. It seems about 1,000. Bitcoin Cash, they've been very sporadically and very slowly adding. You can see 176. That's for a portfolio that's almost $12 billion. That might as well just be zero. But they're not selling it. I haven't seen them actually not sell, but like I guess drop. I haven't seen them drop any. Okay, this is weird though. 30-day change. I'm starting to think that means monthly, because I know for a fact they added. I even have a screenshot. I know for a fact they added a little XRP, a little ZEC, little Zen, little XLM in the last 30 days. So that's weird. So weird to me. But then this stayed the same. I don't know. Either way, these four have not really been touched much. Last month, I do remember they had a small acquisition of each one time. But look at Grayscale, man. 2,500 Bitcoin. Multiply that by 19,000. And get my. That's $50 million. 47.5. But more importantly, what it is there's 900 Bitcoin mined a day every 24 hours. 900. If Grayscale acquires 1,000 a day every day, they're acquiring more than is being created. They are shocking supply. That doesn't even include PayPal. PayPal is also acquiring. I wonder if I can I think it's itbit. Is it itbit that is like the platform they use? Itbit. And I Google itbit and the first thing that comes up is Fitbit. No. Paxos. Yeah, I know it's Paxos. I see their holdings. Where can I see their whole? I know it's available somewhere. The trick is always just finding it. Itbit holdings. About Fitbit. I'm gonna have to put in minus Fitbit to my search because I don't want Fitbit. Man, I know this is available somewhere. I can't find it. I've heard, though, that PayPal is also acquiring via itbit, via Paxos. I have read, I just can't confirm because I haven't been able to find it right now, that they have been acquiring also about the same, about 900 a day. So that leaves zero. That leaves a net negative amount of Bitcoin available daily. that is likely. That is likely why we're seeing very little selling pressure, simply because there's net negative Bitcoin each day available to purchase. And it's wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, got distracted trying to Google and do that while I'm live. The great Chuck Norris is back. The man. What's up? Yeah, I mean, ETC network is weak, sure. I really, the problem would be for me, I have some ETC. I bought it at $5, like up $1. The problem I think a lot of places are having with ETC, you see this on Coinbase, you see this on many exchanges requiring a zillion confirmations for ETC, is they've been constantly 51% attacked over and over and over again. And Philip Ulef, I don't think so. The statistics didn't change, at least on the holiday for Easter for Grayscale. That not Easter, God, holiday weekend. I don't think they acquire on the weekend, but despite that, or I guess it really doesn't matter if they do or don't. It's because the 7-day average has remained at about 7,000 Bitcoin week after week after week after week. So whether they're acquiring on the weekends or not, I'm not sure. But if they're not, then they're making up for it in the weekday. I think they are. But I did notice over this weekend that they had 0 for multiple days through the holiday. Grayscale doesn't buy XMR. Well, I've been telling the patrons a lot lately. Watch what Grayscale does. If they start acquiring XMR, we'll know. But they're the crypto Fed, man, in the sense of don't fight the Fed. If Grayscale starts acquiring a new asset, pay attention. Pay attention. If Grayscale holds, yep, it's really not even a question of that. In my mind, this is my opinion, this is my take. It's not even a question if. Certainly they are. Grayscale is not a threat to the space, that I promise you. It is it's the wind beneath our wings right now, probably. Same with PayPal, same with Square. Same with whoever joins next. My guess would be Facebook. Although the US is looking or threatening a bill now that combats stable coins, which may be actually, in my opinion, unlikely to pass because Congress is about to adjourn anyway. And it certainly won't get passed in that time, then it'll likely just get tabled. But in my opinion, that is like maybe specifically trying to target Facebook and their Libra project. By the way, guys, Libra project still ongoing, but it has been rebranded, so you guys are aware. It's rebranded as Diem. So when you hear Diem, it's actually just Libra, and they did that so that people wouldn't be. They're trying to stand under the radar. It's called Diem now. Yeah, Crypto Nate, I can share that link. Very easy. I will be fully transparent. I use this as a source. Of course, this information, because of course I'm trusting that this information is correct. Could be wrong. But Grayscale's holding is public. Their holdings are public. So it is available out there. I just use this source because it's really easy and they keep it up to date and it's in a nice format. There is a possibility that they're tricking us for whatever reason on this site, which seems like there's very little gain. They're a new site, damaging or tarnishing their reputation. Unlikely to be a wise move for them, especially for information that's publicly available and easily disprovable. So I trust it for that. But that it's a nice site. It keeps it up to date. So check it out. If there's no Bitcoin available, we'll create them wrapped with DeFi. Yeah, that's just not exactly how that works, though. NOAM. That's like I could make an ERC20 token that's called also Bitcoin, and I can try to sell it. But that doesn't create more Bitcoin. Yeah, the same way wrapped Bitcoin doesn't create more Bitcoin. It's complicated. Like, it's a weird concept. Yeah, what's up, Matthew D? My brother, my DGB bro. Michael Fristrom, why is price not going up a lot more? Dude, we just had a new all-time high. What do you mean? Why is price not going up more? Are you saying why is price on Coinbase not skyrocketing in whatever kind of expectation you would have of that? Well, because our expectations aren't really reality. But also, these companies aren't buying them on exchange. They're not buying them on Coinbase. So you're not going to see a direct impact. You're not going to see price go up because Grayscale's buying on Coinbase. They're going to be purchasing OTC or direct from miners. And so what that does is that removes selling pressure across the board. It doesn't directly moon the price, but it removes selling pressure. And it's a great speculation of why we're seeing such little selling pressure. We're not seeing really any new lows. We're just, this was the first maybe lower low we had. We're seeing very little selling pressure. Because them buying it doesn't mean that people on Coinbase or Binance aren't selling their coins or aren't trying to wash trade or whatever. It simply means there's less available. What does that premium rate mean? That's I'm not the best person to ask. My understanding is the premium rate is for Grayscale and people using Grayscale investments to purchase these assets. That's the premium rate they're paying to purchase these assets through Grayscale. That is my understanding. My understanding is that it's also not that important. It's not as meaningful as it might appear. I could be wrong. Of course, guys, like everything I do here, I'm just trying to share my knowledge. This is my passion. I'm just trying to share what I know. I'm not always right, but I also do not ever just share stuff for attention. You'll never see me make a video for attention like you see a lot of things. I only share things that I have a reason to believe. That I have a strong reason to believe, and that I believe in, that I honestly believe is true. I would not share something that I just like heard from a friend of a friend of a friend. I would never share that here. Just share the best knowledge I have, mostly because there are so few sources in crypto of good knowledge. So few. Virtually none. And so I do my best to be one of those sources. I don't know if I do a good job or not. Hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah, so that's what I know. That's what I do. Unfortunately, guys, I do have this meeting. Yep, literally. I'm psychic. Wasn't even looking at the clock. I knew that it was about time. I do have this meeting I have to jump into here. I do have this meeting, so I'm gonna have to jump off. I have 2 in a row, but they're both like 15 minutes, so they're not that long. We could stream again afterwards. We'll see what's going on. We do have patron night tonight.
I believe love is the answer. I believe love will find a way.
I believe. That's right, Golem. I believe. But jump in patron. You guys will keep the chat going. We'll keep the chat going. after the stream. Maybe we'll stream again if something happens. We do have patron night tonight. It is really, really early in the month, so still a great time to sign up for patron. A little shameless self-promotion. We're so close to 100. It's amazing. You can see, like, you have like Grayscale Holdings update. This is where I like break down what I'm seeing, not just showing that data, but interpreting it in my best way that I can. We have exclusive live streams and videos, updates on like weekly, monthly closes, different assets, what's going on, macro stuff. It's all great. It's all great stuff. Feel free to ask any of the patrons that are already here how they feel about it. And make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live every day here. I hope to see you next time. I hope to see you in Discord. And thanks for being here. So I'm gonna bounce. I love y'all.